This is exactly what that no contact order has done. It was a premeditated situation. You see, it started back in the end of November, December, actually, because somebody kept on going up into my apartment and opening my windows and calling the landlord and telling him that my windows were down. That was during the time that I was in Nantucket. Now, when I left my home, knowing that it stated clearly in the lease not to have your windows open, especially in the middle of the winter, due to the fact that, well, it's just not feasible, and the heat was included in the rent. So knowing you got to have morals and be right about stuff, why would I have my windows open? But the landlord told me that happened. So then we hit January, when Brianna's feeling really well about herself and on her feet and doing really well being a mother. Northeast Kingdom Mental Health Services didn't like it, neither did Kevin. Kevin started acting out. He started yelling at my grandson. Well, that's because Kevin was doing drugs. And Brianna brought it to his attention, as well as she knew that he had yelled at Jacoby, and she had mentioned it. So after that, well, you've seen the pictures in the previous videos. Kevin would stand outside my apartment, look up into the back window, and scream, call the cops, she's got a gun. The judge has already put a restraining order on him for that. Now, hear this. The most latest situation is Brianna's car was an impound. Why is it an impound? Because they took her keys and told her they didn't have them, and now they say that they probably threw them away or something, but they don't have her keys. So it's costing her $1,000 to get her car out. Why? I went ahead and I called to try to make a payment, but because it's me, they wouldn't take my payment, and they said that my card wouldn't go through. Well, I can tell you right now, my card would go through, and my card's got more than to go through. So at that time, when I called to get her car out of impound, they refused to allow me. So that's another way of DCF, Economic Services, and Mental Health Services hindering Brianna from being able to, over-directed by State's Attorney General T.J. Donovan. Knowing that that is their boss, they're not doing anything to adequately help Brianna. If they were trying to help her get her son, they wouldn't have taken him in the first place. It was a premeditated situation to kidnap my grandson, without a doubt. Now they're doing everything in their power to cover their tracks, like they did when they took my daughters from me, and they're making sure that Brianna does not have adequate housing, which leads to improper thinking and wrongfully made decisions. Isn't that correct? We all know that. So knowing that being out in the cold and with no means of anything, it makes you just think differently and act differently and put you into major situations that wouldn't otherwise be. So I'm here telling you that I know they've abused my daughter and they're abusing my daughter. I know they fraudulently took my grandson. I know it's a fraudulent no contact order that they put between us. And I know that what I'm telling you is not only opinion, but it's factual. Why is it that they wouldn't take out the no contact order that Brianna's asked them several times to do? Because why? Because everything that I said was going to happen has led up to what's happened. Now Vincent Aluzzi is going to tell people that Brianna was living in Florida with me. I have all the proof and the facts that I was here. And had I not left to go find my daughter, my home wouldn't have got burned down. My mail wouldn't have been tampered with again. My car wouldn't have been stolen from the fucking cops in Lady Lake, Florida. None of this stuff would have been happening because I would have been able to defend it. But because the cops don't defend me or my daughter, because they're covering their own fucking shit. Not only my opinion, but it is an opinion. I lost my home. Yeah, I did. They lied to Philip. Yeah, they did. Or did they even talk to Philip? We don't know that, do we? Because I haven't revealed that because it's a court case. Anyhow, the report to condemn my home before they burned it in the town of North Anson, Maine, was done frivolously. So that ties into what? Trying to make it so myself nor my daughter would have a place to be, leading it to a more frivolous act. And I can tell you right now, I have got messages in the past 24 hours from Kianna Crossan as well as Sivanna Crossan. They've both been told, do not contact me. They were told that and blocked many months ago. When Sivanna spit in my face, Brianna's apartment, and when Kianna was on the cops telling them that I tried to push her down the stairs, when the judge has already proven the fact that no, I didn't do either one of that. So I am still filing. I have still requested charges to be pressed against Sivanna Crossan and Kianna Crossan for the false statements, the false report to the Vermont State Police, and the spitting in my face, which is a felon charge. So there you go. Do not contact me in any form, not third party or nothing. Stop speaking my name out of your mouth and stop following me. And that is going to be proven in court, because I will get a printout of every time that you've been following me. All the false profiles you come up with to file and follow me, it's all going to come to light. I'm just letting you know.